Good Sunday morning, everybody. It is October 3rd, 5 minutes after 9. The reason why I'm doing this so late is because it gives some people some chance to sleep in. Anyhow, this morning I wanted to read some Bible verses that I found. Let's just say that these Bible verses are verses that speak about or against judgment. Judgment is one of those kind of things that we no longer leave just for the courts or just for the Bible. We start judging each other for one reason or another. And this is not geared towards any particular group or people. It's just a general, the world has started going south of what the Bible says. And I know there's a lot of argument about what laws or rules or what in the Bible that we should follow. Most of the Christians I've been with, or even my time at Ozark Christian College, the Old Testament is building blocks. It's the New Testament that is what we try to live by. So some of these Bible verses are, well, at least one of them is from the Old Testament, but I think it speaks kind of loud and clear. The first Bible verse I'm going to read is Ephesians 4:29. And it says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building each other up, according to their needs, that may benefit those who listen." I'll be honest with you, I've been guilty of speaking out against people and groups and whatnot in an unwholesome manner. And sometimes when you get angry or you get heated, you lose control. It's only human. But when it comes to this, I think that as long as you realize you said something wrong and either apologize for it or pray for forgiveness. So yeah, that's kind of a hard one, but it's one that should be abided by. And the next one is from Exodus, and it's Exodus 23:1, and it says, "Do not spread false reports. Do not help a guilty person by being a malicious witness." So I can kind of understand that because, I mean, with all the things going on right now with Jerry's health, I try not to be false about it, but I only know so much, so I try to speak only of what I know. If I get a chance to read reports and whatnot, so be it. I get to know a little bit more. But as for being a malicious witness, I try to live my life with very little to no malicious intent of any form. I know because I'm human that sometimes I can't always live by that because I get triggered. Again, we are only human and we have our triggers and whatnot and our faults. But as long as when we realize that we've done something wrong or we were false or had some sort of malice, ask the person you have malice towards for forgiveness and ask God for forgiveness. I think it's more important to ask God for forgiveness because God basically automatically gives forgiveness. It's the individual people that sometimes react in a malice way or with malicious intent that makes it difficult to ask for forgiveness or understand that where they're at. Last one I wanted to read because this one spoke really loudly to me, and it's James 4:11. And it says, "Brothers and sisters, do not slander one another. Anyone who speaks against a brother or sister or judges them speaks against the law and judges it. Basically, when they say the law, they mean what's in the Bible, not what mankind has created since, well, mankind has been creating their own rules and regulations and laws since the dawning of time. But I think this is more towards what the Bible is saying and what the rules and regulations within the Bible. To finish it off, it says, when you judge the law, you are not keeping it, but sitting in judgment on it. So, to me, James is talking about what the Bible says, how we should be as Christians, and the rules and regulations and laws that were set down, especially in the New Testament, for most Christians as, the laws that Jesus either repeated from the Old Testament or added or changed to the Old Testament rules and regulations and laws of the Ten Commandments. I used to carry around in my wallet a little card that had the I actually had a couple of them. One of them was the 10 Commandments from the Bible. The other one was the 10 Commandments for teens. And no, I didn't have a third card with 10 Commandments. I had footprints and a couple other different Bible-based verses or sayings to live by. I don't see how anybody can sit in judgment of another person no matter what. Whether it's something that the person said that they didn't like or, anything of that nature, because it's like when you start speaking about another person and giving false information or being malicious or gossiping or anything like that. In fact, I think I had a verse on gossiping that actually spoke against that. Let me review my notes of the morning. But I, for one, I know I get triggered and whatnot, and I break away from my own belief, my studies and my beliefs and whatnot. But I don't consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a spiritual person. But I grew up with the Bible verses and whatnot. Oh, okay. This one is actually 2 Corinthians 12:20, and it states, "For I am afraid that when I come, I may not find you, as I want you to be. I fear that there may be discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, slander, gossip, arrogance, and discord." Probably should have read the verse before and after, but I think the author of that was basically Jesus being afraid to come back to us because of what we've become. I agree there's a lot of discord and discomfort because of what's been going on in the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, with the whole corona epidemic or pandemic. There's just a lot of little things that when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I can understand why Jesus would not want to come back because of all the discord and whatnot. And we need, that's the whole thing about Armageddon. It's the weak from the strong. But it's also to, either give people a chance for redemption or anything like that. But the whole thing with slander and gossip and just discord and those kind of things, which according to everything I know, the Bible says is basically a big no-no. It's just something that we should not be doing as people. But we are human, and we've lost the pursuit of truth. A lot of people are making up their own truth about other people, which is slander and gossip. I know I'm guilty of those things, but I also know that I've asked forgiveness on multiple levels, not just occasions, but levels. And those who don't want to forgive, well, that's their choice. Those who do want to forgive, I appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure anybody else would appreciate that. Now, because I have been trying to keep my focus on what's going on here at home at the moment, I'm not worried about what anybody else is saying. Now, if they want to place it on my comments area, well, then that's when it's in my face, and that's when I either discard the comment or try to deal with it in a upright Christian manner. I know certain things trigger me, and I have to step back for a moment, take a breath, refocus, and deal with the comments. I know Jerry is less likely to deal with the comments. She won't even try. That's her choice, just like it's my choice to do with the comments as I please. Now, because I don't have to, but I help Jerry view her comments and let her deal with the ones that I don't know what to do with, or let her deal with the comments that I think she needs to deal with personally. And sometimes she'll have me read them and just go, oh, just, remove it, whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's her channel, it's her choice. Sometimes I try to answer them for her because I kind of think I know what she would want to say. But under these circumstances, now we're still waiting for Friday's lab reports, because they said it'd take 2 to 3 business days. I don't know if they consider Saturday or Sunday a business day. Most places do not consider the weekend business days, but with the way the world is nowadays, I don't know if there is a non-business day. Even lately, FedEx and UPS has been delivering stuff on Sundays, which I was kind of surprised when it happened. But I don't want to. I don't want to continue with the, he said, she said, or this group said that, or somebody from that group coming to our chat rooms and, putting out whatever they want to put out to rock the boat. Now, I read a couple things on Jerry's channel about financing and whatnot, and it's not that I don't want anybody to worry about it, but at the same time, it's kind of like one of those, well, yeah, for a while we were on the struggle bus because I wasn't working and Jerry's income was going down from YouTube because she wasn't doing as much due to her issues. But now that I'm working, and I plan on continue working full time until, God forbids, there comes a reason, a real serious medical reason for me not to work full time. Now, I'm hoping that as long as Julie or a friend or a family member can come in and watch Jerry, help Jerry, whatever, while I'm at work, that would be great. there's a chance that our medical insurance or I don't know, I'm not exactly 100% sure who can help us without raising the medical expense. Just, somebody to come in here and be here for Jerry during the day, and the evenings and weekends won't need anybody because I'll be home. But the only reason for me to even step back from work or take less hours or anything like that is because things around here become dire. But otherwise, I plan on staying with my job. Now, as I've said in one other video, is I'm not looking for handouts. Now, those who want to give out of their own freedom of giving and whatnot, I'm not going to turn them away. I'm not going to ask for it though. Jerry Ann, on the other hand, well, I can't say I'm any better than her, but she's more willing to accept assistance of any form, shape, or kind, as long as it's not, forced, which she doesn't try to do. Neither one of us try to force anything. But after this weekend and talking to Jerry about finances and whatnot, we both agreed that we need to cut back on the extras and focus on trying to save some money for medical, trying to get all our bills paid off that we currently have so we can deal with the medical. That video of hers where she was unpacking her Sierra box, that was ordered about a week or two before we found out how serious the issue was, or is, I should say. Not was, but is. At the time, we thought it was just bone on bone rubbing. We didn't have any idea about the tumor or tissue in her knee. So that was something that we didn't know about until after the fact. But after this weekend, between the things that I got for myself, which Jerry was fine because she was like, you deserve it. Get yourself some stuff that you want. And I said, okay. And I tried to keep myself below budget. Well, it was a little over budget, but it was not extravagant. And as for the stuff that we got at Sam's Club, most of it except for my pumpkin spice muffins and Mom's Cheetah's Danish were necessaries. Kleenex, Ziploc bags, trash bags, those kind of things that are household staples. Those were a necessity. Like I said, the treats, the snack cakes and whatnot, weren't a necessity. Salad was a necessity because everybody eats it. The chicken was a necessity. Sushi was lunch. So, yeah, most of what we got was necessities. But, yeah, we are focusing on... Sorry, I get a buzzing noise in my ear, and that's because of pressure. But... we're not going out and spending money willy-nilly anymore because we don't know what the future is going to hold, and it's better to use the money that we have coming in to pay off credit cards and pay our monthly bills and our house. Well, basically pay into the house account for the monthly bills, the utilities, the food, the cable, the mortgage, things of that nature is what the house account's for. We don't use it for personal items. Personal items would be toiletries, shampoos, items that we use that mom doesn't, that kind of stuff. Just like mom goes out and buys her personal stuff with her money. She buys her Coke and her cigarettes and snack cakes and certain specific foods that are for her. Even though most of the time, what's for her is usually, like I said, Coke, cigarettes, personal hygiene items, snack cakes if she wants them, that kind of stuff. But we try to live in harmony as best as we can in this house. And we try to live in harmony as best as we can with the rest of the world. Unfortunately, there are those who either don't see it that way or make a mockery of our videos, our looks, our skills, things of that nature. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. They can think whatever they want to think. I've tried to change their mind. It didn't work. They're trying to change my mind to see things that they see, but I don't see it, so I don't worry about it. What matters the most between me and Jerry is how well we love each other and how well we try to take care of each other. Now, people want to wag their finger and say, "Oh no, she's this and she's that," and okay, to a certain extent, yeah, she can be a little bossy. So can I. Just Jerry has a better knack of ignoring it than I do. Or I don't get uppity about it. I just kind of go, okay, looks like I'll have to take care of myself. No big deal. But under the circumstances of what's going on with her health right now, I'm like, what do you need? What can I do? Julie's doing the cooking and taking care of her pretty much all the time. I am trying on the weekends, but most of the weekends are usually either leftovers from the week of Julie's cooking or projects of one form or another around the house, that kind of stuff. So I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm happy with the way things are, at least to a certain extent. I will tell you the truth. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm kind of like, when are we ever going to get this house rearranged and cleaned up? A lot of different little things. I was actually kind of like laughing yesterday because Jay wanted to go through the stuff by the Arcadia, the Arcadia door, because she didn't know what was in it in the boxes anymore. So we went through it. Keep, giveaway. Most of it was giveaway. And what Julie finally convinced Jay to do is take pictures of everything to put it on the marketplace to see if people wanted it. So Julie's trying to help us earn a little extra money with some of the items that we're still trying to purge, which will be great because when we get to that craft room, which we didn't do yesterday because Jerry started feeling icky and I was just kind of like lost. It's like, okay, I had ideas of what I wanted to do, but then not complaining, but Julie and Jerry said, Julie basically went, okay, you want to go through the stuff here in the living room? Let's go through the stuff. Let's go through this. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, good. Julie's getting that ball rolling to get Jerry Ann to purge stuff better than I could. So, kudos to Julie. But anyhow, those verses I read earlier, not only myself, but those out there who want to be, well, for lack of better words, judgmental and that and whatnot. Just understand. I'm trying to get my life in a positive place. Jerry wants her life in a positive place because she's always fairly positive. There are times where she's feeling blue and whatnot, but I have to start understanding that there are certain things that are going to be happening if she has to go through chemo or any other kind of major heavy duty treatments for her. I don't want to say cancer, but her issues. I'm still waiting for the. I mean, she has one doctor, her orthopedic doctor. I think, is it orthopedic or I don't know, but he's the one who read the bone scan films and said that because of the scan of the kidney and whatnot, and all the other spots, he's the one who said cancer, and I don't want to consider it cancer just yet until the final biopsy, which we're waiting for, trying to wait for. I just want to go with like one day at a time. Okay, you know, we're going to the doctor to have him tell us what the biopsy says. Okay, well, we got the information for the biopsy. What's the next step? Set up treatment plans and that kind of stuff, and you know, whatever needs to be done one day at a time. And that's what I told Jerry. I said I can't look towards the future because right now I don't know what to look for or how to plan or what to consider. All I know is she's going to the different treatments, or not treatments, procedures and whatnot, and what's kind of hardest for me because of where my brain works is trying to work. Now, first thing in the morning when I haven't even got my brain straight and focused, it's kind of like ever so often certain thoughts creep up on me, and I'm like, no, I can't work with those thoughts. I have to focus on doing my job so I do it right and don't get hurt or cause any problems or cause anybody to get hurt. So it's one of those, you know, days or moments or whatever that I just kind of sit there and gotta go focus. Just focus on. Okay, it's gonna be Monday, so I have to do this, and this, and then possibly 3 other different things. And once those are done, look for something else to do just to keep my mind from going the wrong direction. I mean, it's not a hard job. It's a fun job. It's got great people, great camaraderie, joking around. It's like I've said before, it's probably one of the better jobs I've had in 15 years. 10 years. 10 to 15 years. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep it. Anyhow. How long has this been? Because I don't want to go too far. 30 minutes. I wanted to put it in a little bit about a little bit of the American Cozy, but this video is getting a little long, so what I might do is just do another video to post for tomorrow morning while I'm at work. That way people can see it while I'm at work. I think that's I think that maybe a plan for the future is every other day I do 2 videos, one for that day and one for the next day during the week. Or try to record as many as possible during the weekend so I can stretch them out for the week, because I'm realizing that I have maybe about 5 hours once I get home, to, 5.5 hours once I get home to spend with Jerry and do whatever I need to do. Luckily, because Julie's doing most of the cooking, I don't have to worry about, okay, it's 4 o'clock, we want to eat by 5 o'clock, I got to start cooking type situation. But I think with Jerry's needs as well as wants, she would rather have me spend extra time with her instead of doing a video, because I'm gone from 5:30, about 5:30 in the morning to 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in that range. That's a good 9 hours or more. So yeah, it's not it's not that it's hard, but sometimes it's not that easy either, because I know when I get home from work, I go in there to change and spend a little bit of time with her before coming out in the rest of to living room or kitchen or in here to do whatever. But yeah, I think it's more for her comfort than mine. Even though there are days where it's kind of like it's been a rough one. Mostly because of how busy it was, not because of just attitude-wise or difficulty with work. More along the lines of either A, I didn't get enough sleep, so I'm tired, or B, I just, worked myself to the ground, because especially Mondays, you got to do everything from scratch. So I'm like, and who knows how tiring it's going to get, or how difficult it's going to get when the treatments start. And is she going to be an inpatient or outpatient? And if she's an outpatient, how tired or full of pain or discomfort, or both physically and psychologically drained because of the types of treatment. I don't know. I've never dealt with cancer. I mean, the only closest thing I dealt with was my father's diabetes before he passed away. And that wasn't even a long enough period of time to be acclimated or used to dealing with somebody who's got a disability. Whether it was the fact that my father, if he would have survived, would have had both of his legs amputated, and he would probably be on heavy-duty treatments for one form or another if he wasn't such a stubborn person. There's a lot of ifs when it comes to my dad. Mom, I worry about her every day because of her smoking. Any day she can go to the hospital for her usual visitations or whatnot, to have her, not treatments, her lab results or whatever, her appointments. Let's just say appointments. any day, I always think to myself, one of these days she's going to go to the hospital and she's either going to be on a ventilator because of emphysema, or even worse, lung cancer because of smoking. Being I've been with her most of my life, I would have to go get my lungs checked for secondhand smoke issues. You know, there's 1,001 different things that could go awry with any of us, not just Jerry or Mom, but even me. I mean, I looked at my last lab results, and I might not understand all the information that was on it, but I was like, yeah, red blood cells are down, platelets are up, white blood cells are about average, my triglycerides are still very high. Doctors are always worried about me because of my triglycerides. I mean, the first time I had tested for bad cholesterol and whatnot, it was around 3,000. I know a lot of people are going to be like, no way, no way, no. Well, according to the reports back in New York, yeah. I was like 2,995 or something like that. And that's when I got on to all these different medicines for dealing with triglycerides, and started getting into like niacin, fish oil, and a few other different over-the-counter products that are good for dealing with cholesterol levels. And the last one I just got was like 1,133.5 or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's lower than it was, but not by much from last year. What else can I do besides lay off soda and who knows what else? I might have to go down to a strict water-only diet. But these are all things that I have to maintain a watchful eye over. Not just my iffy health, but Jerry's poor health. And one of the other things that I remember the doctor saying was a lot of her physical joint damage and whatnot is not just because of her weight, but because of she was very overactive until she moved here. And once we moved here and she couldn't hold or maintain a job that she liked, she became more of a homebody. And that's probably when things started going awry. The cancer, who knows how long it was in her body before it started showing or causing issues. And again, I don't really want to call it cancer, but when you hear the doctor say it, you kind of go, But we didn't, at the time I heard the doctor say cancer, we did not know about the kidney. We only know that he said that people with masses in their knee, like she has, it's, what do you say, a 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 chance that it's not kidney, or not cancer. So I was kind of like, oh, great. I want more before I can start worrying about it. But after she got the full body scan and they saw the mass on her kidney, that's when I just kind of went, yeah. Still not going to say cancer, but it's looking more and more severe, or more and more likely. But again, I want to wait until they tell us about the biopsy. And then I'll start worrying. Then I'll start getting more. I don't know what I'll get more like, but I kind of feel with Julie being here, I can tighten the reins on her. Yeah, just tighten the reins on her. I mean, less spending. Might have to literally take her phone away and delete all the credit cards on her phone and take the jar of credit cards and short of digging a hole in the ground and burying it, I wonder if I were to take the credit cards, put it in an airtight container full of water, and put it in the back of the freezer so they're in a block of ice, would that deter her? Or do I just have to be more stern when she asks for the credit card information? I don't know. I sometimes have difficulty being stern with Jerry because of the fact that she gives me these looks and whatnot that just I have to learn how to deal with. 20 years and there are times where I just can't deal. And I think that's my biggest problem is because of the fact that I grew up hearing the word no a lot, I have a hard time saying the word because I dislike it. I dislike hearing the word no. Unless you can give me a legitimate, foolproof, non-reversible reason for me to say yes or me to cave in, I don't know. You know, it's not that I'm gutless or anything like that. It's just more like I have a hard time dealing with begging and pleading from her, and I just get to the point where I get so irritated and whatnot. I just cave in. I don't know. I love her to pieces because of the fact that I know how she used to be, very kind-hearted, very easygoing and whatnot. But now it's kind of like, and I think I know what it is for the most part. It's the fact that it's cabin fever. You know, she's been in this house practically 24/7, except for maybe once in a blue moon. We go out grocery shopping, or actual grocery shopping, not just drive up to Walmart, sit there at the pickup location and wait for them to bring our order out and then bring it home. Actually go into a store and walk along the aisles and get the food that we need. I guess the safer thing is the fact that you're more likely to spend more money when you go in the store and walk up and down the aisles, especially if you go shopping hungry. That's just the worst. But my biggest concern, and of course right now, I don't want her to go walking around a grocery store or anything like that because of her situation, what the doctor said. Doctor simply put it, you get sick, the treatments go back. You fall down and hurt yourself or break your knee or bone or whatever, the treatments get set back. So that's why it's kind of like, if you can get from the bedroom to the living room, which she has been doing, to sit in the living room for a little while, or get up from the bed and go into the bathroom to do most of your business, that's basically what the doctor said you can do. But I don't want you being around people who could be sick. In fact, if I feel sick, I'm gonna be like, Jerry, I can't sleep with you. I'm sick. I have to go sleep on the living room couch. You know, Mom has a friend who cannot get the vaccine because the vaccine is basically cultured in eggs, and this friend of hers is allergic to eggs. So because of her allergies, she can't get the COVID shots. So anytime this person comes over, it's like Jerry goes to her room. I go in there with her. I wait until the friend leaves, and I come out and I basically spray Lysol everywhere. You know, try to clean up wherever she, you know, the doorknobs that she had to touch and things of that nature. It is what it is. But anyhow, I am been jabbering for 40 some odd minutes, almost 50. Oof, yeah, almost 50. I do apologize for my jabbering. I just had a lot of stuff on my brain I want to get out. And of course, the Bible verses kind of sparked some stuff. So anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question comment box. I will deal with them to my discretion. If you're new to my channel and liked most of the topics that's on this video, maybe today is the day you decide to join if you choose to. And if you do, you can click the subscribe button. And once you do that, you click the little bell icon and YouTube will let you know when I put my next video out. So until next time, you guys have a good Sunday. Enjoy. Bye.